Hey everybody, it's Truth Sayer. You may notice this video today is a little bit different. I got bored last Tuesday and I went over to iTunes and flipped on the electronica stations and zoned out to some trance music for about 5 hours, in which I built a castle that, I started to lay it out. I got a turret and then the back wall and then another turret done, and it occurred to me that this thing is going to be so epic that nobody would believe that I built it by hand if I didn't show it. The problem is that getting 5 hours worth of castle building into 15 minutes for YouTube, it takes a really long time and a lot of compression and a lot of rendering. The initial compression from 5 and something hours down to an hour and 15 minutes. I started it and then I went to work, and then 8 hours later I came home and it had another 2.5 hours to go. So just to give you some idea of what my last couple of days have been like. Anyway, now we're already quite a ways into it. I've got a fairly tall wall going here, and if you missed that back there, I was just building a portcullis over the front opening. I tried to put the door in the portcullis because I thought it'd be cool, but it doesn't work out at all because the door isn't centered, even though the fence itself is. I died, even though the fence itself is. So it just looked horrible. There was just a door sort of standing in midair. So I'm gonna. As it turns out, I ended up walling up the back of the portcullis to look like giant wooden doors. Anyway, this is an interior castle. It doesn't make much sense for there just to be this open grate to the world. Now you can almost see at this point that I'm trying to level off the inside, because again, this is all interior. There's going to be a floor in here, and a ceiling, which is another floor, and then a ceiling above that. And I think I'm going to stop at 2 stories. Anything above that's maybe a little more ambitious than I'm ready to handle. Oh, there's so much going on in this video. It's so blurry, you can't hardly see any of it. Oh, I thought I cut out all the pauses. Oh, well. So, yeah, this was weird for me. This is the first commentary I've done on a video that isn't live commentary. So it's kind of neat. I actually get to pay more attention to what I'm doing. This is fun. It gets really neat later. I realized when I finished with this that if I want the area that I'm standing on to be the floor, I'm going to have to dig out another layer of dirt. Yeah, that was a whole lot of fun. Especially since my diamond shovel just died. Excuse me. Yeah, I built myself a little dirt shack with a bed in it, someplace to sleep at night, so I didn't have to run all the way back to the house every time it came dark. And there's a certain point here in a few minutes where I'm starting to lay the floor down, where it actually becomes easier just to watch the item counters spin away on the toolbar down there. You can't really see what's going on. You can just see that my stockpile of cobblestone is rapidly diminishing. Oh, this took so long. I'm trying to remember. Here in another day or two, it'll actually start snowing on me. That was kind of neat. And then it occurred to me that I just spent all that time painstakingly clearing all of this ground, and now it's all covered in snow again. Let's see. I'm not sure when that part comes up. I think it's after I've got all the dirt dug out. But yeah, I don't know how many of you try and participate in projects of this size, but I definitely recommend some of the progressive trance stations on iTunes on iTunes Radio under the electronica heading. You spend several hours and not really understand what's going on. Wow, when I'm inside, you can't tell what's going on at all. Some of those big shots when I'm outside and running across long distances, you can almost get the gist of what's happening. When I get down underground, I'm running around in those corridors. It's just dark, gray blur. Weird hole in the ground. I think I may have slept there at some point. Certainly looks like the kind of thing I'd dig. Yeah, maybe it was Herobrine. Oh, it was so boring. Yeah, some of this seems really fuzzy, as compared to just kind of fuzzy, like it seems most of the time. I'm not sure what that. I'm not sure what that is. I do know that my video editing software is not supposed to compress stuff this far. I could only go down 400%, which means I had to do it like 3 times just to get to this point. And I'm compressing it a little. I'm pulling like 3 minutes off of it to get it just under 15 minutes while I'm recording the commentary here. But it seems like at some points it seems like it's nice and smooth, and at other points it's just a blurry, fuzzy mess. Here we go. I'm starting to put the first floor on. I like using half steps for floors. I'm not sure why. I just think it looks better. It's a slight pain in the ass. If I want to actually put anything on the ground up here, I then have to put it on a raised platform, but it tends to work out. Well, that or sink it halfway into the floor. Oh, there we go. Now it's starting to snow on me. Wasn't it? Yeah, you can almost see it sometimes when I have to hold still and pick out a block. Yeah, I thought I was okay, but I hadn't spider-proofed the walls yet, and certain corners were still a little bit dark. Yeah, they came back over here and discovered all the water source blocks in my mob trap, or in my surface trench trap had frozen, so I had to break those. I understand with the, I think it's 5.2 1.5.2 patch, they made it so that snow doesn't freeze water anymore. In either case, I think I'll just put some torches at the beginning, which should keep those melted. I'm gonna come back along, get all the snow off the tops of my castle walls. It was living dangerous there. I didn't even block the door that time. Come back on, add another couple of layers. I think this is about the point when I stopped using crouch to move around the outside perimeter. At a certain point, I'd just gone around it so much I didn't need to anymore. I'm not gonna fall off anyway. Although I think I still do once or twice. There's another pause. I really thought I got those. Finishing out the round. The two in the back are eventually going to come up and get, like actual parapets around the outside. I decided to dome off the front too. You'll see that in a minute. Oh yeah, here we go. I'm starting to dome it off. I think it looks kind of neat. The plan is to extend some walls out from about halfway back the side walls of the castles, go out probably another length of the castle, and then forward a couple of castle lengths, and then bring it in, and then put a big like double portcullis up at the front. So there's this big courtyard in front of the castle. So I figure I don't actually need the arrow turrets on the front part of the castle, since that's going to be inside the front courtyard. I did so well on the first one and then completely forgot the pattern for the second one. Had to keep looking back and forth. I think I end up destroying this entire first layer. Huh. I think I should, rest. Come back, look at it with fresh eyes. It's a little too fast to see it. All of the side walls, they have even numbered spaces, so I couldn't just go every other square. So I had to go every other square from the outside in and then put two of them next to each other in the center. It looks alright. I lined them in torches. I'm thinking about going back and taking the torches off the top and putting some stairs up so that it kind of flares out. Not like I could put them so they point towards each other and then it'd sort of taper off to a point. But I'm thinking about putting them the other direction so that they're pointing up away from each other. You think Batman's ears. I think that part was the hardest. Putting the spider proofing on the outside of the dome turrets. Well, now that I'm watching the video, I'm not certain I actually got around to putting spider proofing on the rear turrets yet. I might want to do that, at least along the same layer as this. I mean, I know I'm going to put some around the very top of it, but if I'm going to build it up higher than this wall, I may want to put a layer at this level anyway, just so they don't climb up and then sideways. I don't know if they're smart enough to do that. But anyway, it's not important. I'll fix it later. If it does in fact need to be fixed. Throwing in some ceiling joists there. I'm not sure how I'm going to tie these in. So I may come around and put some more support at the corners so it actually looks like it's holding up the floor above it. Because I figure the walls should come up through the floor. Oh yeah, that was me trying to make a table. It just didn't look right. It would have looked great if I could make it like half scale, but you can't do that. Nobody wants to sit at a table that comes up to, their eyebrows when you're standing. I am kind of proud of this staircase. At some point in the near future, I'll get like a proper tour going. There is, probably another 7 or 8 hours worth of work needed to be done to really finally pretty this up. Breaking stairs back down into wooden blocks. Yeah, here we go. That's supposed to be a wooden door. It doesn't really look like it, but and it's close enough. All right, well, that's about it. I'm wrap it up here. Thanks for hanging with me, and I look forward to showing you around properly at some point in the future. I've been Truthsayer, and you've been great.